Hello, and welcome back to Scrum Study. In the last video, you learned about the first principle governing Scrum, empirical process control. In this segment, we'll be exclusively talking about the second principle, self-organization. Scrum supports the idea that employees are self-motivated and that they seek to accept greater responsibility. So they deliver much greater value when self-organized. Have you heard of servant leadership? This is exactly what we prefer to have in Scrum-controlled projects. The preferred leadership style in Scrum is servant leadership, which emphasizes achieving results by focusing on the needs of the Scrum team. Moreover, self-organization doesn't mean that team members are allowed to act in any manner they want to. Rather, it means that once the product vision is defined in the Create Project Vision process, the product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team get identified. Also, the Scrum core team itself works very closely with relevant stakeholders for refining requirements as they go through the Develop Epics and Create User Stories processes. Team expertise is used to assess the inputs needed to execute the planned work of the project. This judgment and expertise are applied to all technical and management aspects of the project during the Create Deliverables process. Although prioritization is primarily done by the product owner who represents the voice of the customer, the self-organized Scrum team is involved in task breakdown and estimation during the identify tasks and estimate tasks processes. During these processes, each team member is responsible for determining what he or she will be doing. During a sprint, if team members need any help completing their tasks, they announce these needs during the daily stand-up meetings. The Scrum team itself interacts with other teams through the Scrum of Scrums, or SOS meetings, and can look for additional guidance as required from the Scrum guidance body. Finally, the Scrum team and Scrum Master work closely to demonstrate the product increment created during the sprint in the Demonstrate and Validate sprint process, where properly completed deliverables are accepted. Since the deliverables are potentially shippable, and the prioritized product backlog is prioritized by user stories in the order of value created by them, the product owner and the customer can clearly visualize and articulate the value being created after every sprint. And Scrum teams, in turn, have the satisfaction of seeing their hard work being accepted by the customer and other stakeholders. Now let's take a closer look at the chief goals of self-organizing teams. They understand the project vision and why the project delivers value to the organization. They estimate user stories during the Estimate User Stories process and assign tasks to themselves during the Create Sprint Backlog process. They identify tasks independently during the Identify task process. They apply and leverage their expertise from being a cross-functional team to work on the tasks during the Create Deliverable process. They deliver tangible results that are accepted by the customer and other stakeholders during the Demonstrate and Validate sprint process. They resolve individual problems together by addressing them during daily stand-up meetings. They clarify any discrepancies or doubts and remain open to learning new things. They upgrade knowledge and skill on a continuous basis through regular interactions within the team. And they maintain stability of team members throughout the duration of the project by not changing out team members unless it's unavoidable. To clarify more on this, here we have a diagram depicting the goals of a self-organizing team. In contrast to the traditional command and control style of management, Scrum supports the idea that today's workers have much more knowledge to offer than just their technical expertise, and they can deliver greater value when they're self-organized. And with that, we conclude yet another session on the Scrum principles. I hope this session has informed you on the Scrum principle of self-organization. I look forward to seeing you in the next segment on another Scrum principle. Thanks for watching.